Alright guys, welcome back to Treetop Garage. We're back on day, I think 5 of the 10 tools in 10 days challenge. And this is Monday. Yesterday, at some point I went to Harbor Freight because me and my son pulling that motor out, that straight 8, we were trying to get the transmission off and I couldn't get it picked up with my tractor, thinking we can get some weight off it by getting the trans off. And it was on there pretty good, and I broke a pry bar. So I figured, well, I'll go to Harbor Freight and get another pry bar. I've been wanting to get a bigger one anyway. And they had a sale on something. So let's take a look at what we got. So, first thing I got is a nice Harbor Freight pry bar with a nice big handle on it. It's actually way heavier duty than the other one that I broke. So, this would be cool to have. This will come in handy. And then while I was there, they had a sale going on. And I've been needing one of these for a while. And I actually have one of these in it's an air powered one. I've had it for probably 20 years now. And the cutters weren't working too good. So I changed the cutters out and it still didn't want to work. So they had these on sale for $39.99. So I was like, well, that's a great deal. I'm going to go ahead and get that. So I haven't even opened it yet. It's still sealed. So we're going to open it right now. And I want to look at it and I want to try it out too. See what we got. I think it says it cuts up to 14 gauge. Yeah, 14 gauge sheet metal, plastic, or aluminum. It's actually got a swiveling head on it. It's got a 3-piece cutter, which it basically just, the finger in the center just does this, and the other ones are like cutting surfaces. It's got a 5-amp motor, 2,700 RPM, and got a variable speed trigger. Oh, that's cool. And yeah, so let's take a look at it. Now I bought this Harbor Freight electric stuff, this Bauer brand. I got a couple things in this brand, and they all work really good. I got one of those big drain snakes for up in the house. I got a hammer drill, which works awesome. And of course now I got this. I actually had their little corded angle grinders on sale as well. I thought about getting one of them. I was kind of wanting to get a little 4-inch one. Alright, so this is what we got. Actually looks pretty good. And it says this thing's swiveled. I'm not sure if you have to loosen something up to swivel it or what. I don't know. You may have to loosen up something to swivel it, maybe. It doesn't just move on its own. But look at the trigger locks. That's good. So that's cool. Yeah, it looks like it's pretty good quality. I mean, got a nice long cord on it. Let me get something set up over here and a piece of sheet metal. We'll just see how it cuts. Because I'm interested to see. So let me pause you. I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I just got this piece that I was messing around with the shear one day. You guys saw the video back a while back, and I was also messing around with the bead roller. So I'm just going to try to take a few cuts out. This is probably, I'm not even sure how thick this is. It's probably 14 gauge. It might be a little thinner, maybe a little thicker. I don't know. But this thing's actually got some pretty good speed to it. So let's just see how it does. Oh yeah, cuts right through it. Let's do another one. That thing cuts it like it's nothing. Like I said, I'm not sure. This might be 16 gauge. It's pretty sturdy though. I mean, it's definitely sturdy metal. So, anyways, it looks like it cuts pretty damn good. So let me pause you. All right, so that thing works pretty awesome. And it's not very heavy. I think the way you swivel it, it came with an Allen wrench for these 3, and this is how you change the cutters as well. But I think this one here looks like you have to loosen this to get this thing to rotate, which is fine. I might not have to ever rotate it, but I might. Who knows? In fact, there's an Allen wrench that came with it. I want to see if you just unplug this thing. I wonder if you just loosen this one, or do you got to loosen all of them? I don't know. Let's try the one real quick and see if it rotates. No, you might have to do all of them. Let's just try that real quick. But something like this would have been great for the when we did the trunk floor on the Studebaker, when we made all that. That would have been awesome to have this thing, because I tried my air one at the time, and that's when I changed the cutters on it, and it just didn't want to do it. Oh yeah, there we go. So yeah, if you just loosen these up a little bit, it rotates to wherever you want it. So I'm gonna leave it a little bit of an angle, just cause I can always reposition it whenever I want to. And we'll tighten these up real quick. And that's it. So yeah, but this thing is going to be pretty sweet. Now, for the guys, there's been a few people that asked me about a plasma cutter. I do actually have one. And when I got it, it worked pretty awesome on 220. It's 220 or 110. And the 220 part of it worked really well for the thicker stuff. But then last time I tried to use it on 220, on that thicker stuff we used when we made the trans cross member, I tried using it at first. I started making a video, and it didn't want to work, so I just didn't put that part in. But it didn't really want to cut. I don't know if the tips messed up or what. And actually, I bought a whole big pack of those tips and stuff, and I could not find it. I don't know what I did with it. So I just decided to use the cutoff wheel here, like I always do in the vise. So, but yeah, this thing would have been awesome when we were doing the trunk floor in the Studebaker. Like I said, I tried to use my air one, and it wasn't working. It was moving, but it wasn't cutting much. And I changed the blades on it, and it still didn't seem like it wanted to do anything. So instead of I was going to get one of these. I was going to go actually look for one, and I was like, I just use my 6-inch Metabo angle grinder is what I use to cut all that metal. But it would have been nice to have that, but now I got it, so this should be good for, we got this Model A project coming in a few months. There's going to be a little bit of metal work on this F100 too. But some of them I'm going to get patch panels. For like the cab corners, the bed, the rear, where the taillights are in the bed there's panels you can get for that. The only thing on this one I'm going to actually have to probably just make is the one part of the door skin on the passenger side. The lower part of the door skin's got some rust in it. I'm probably just going to make that because it's just kind of flat, but it's got just a little bit of curve. I should be able to just kind of roll it over by hand and just tack it. So yeah, this thing will come in handy for sure. This is something I've been needing to get a hold of for a while. I'm glad I found this. And actually, I wasn't even really looking. When I walked by, it was on the end cap. And I just happened to be walking by, and I seen the sale prices, and I just happened to look and see what they had. And this was on the bottom, like on the bottom by the floor. And I was like, oh. I started looking at it. At first, I wasn't going to get it. I'm like, yeah, I'm getting it. So the pry bar was a great addition too. I've been eyeing these up for quite a while. In fact, this is one of the smaller ones. They have some that are way bigger, but I figured, well, I already have a couple bigger ones. I needed one about this size. Like I said, this is about the size of the one we broke, that I broke. The one I broke was way chintzier than this. The handle was like a little screwdriver handle. It was a crappy one I've had for years. So I figured this will be cool to have. I just got to find somewhere to put it because it doesn't fit in the drawers of my toolbox. So, like I said, we'll be doing more of both of these at some point. But I figured I'd show you that for this day 5 of this challenge. And yeah, tomorrow I don't know what I'm going to do. I got all kinds of stuff I could do. I just haven't decided yet. So, anyways, guys, if you haven't done it yet, subscribe, give me a thumbs up. And we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.